Vader game.
Check. 1 2 1 2. Vader games in the building. You know what it is. You know what it is. First things first. My peoples come first, and my peoples still here today, and those that have passed, always remembered, never forgotten. All right. We got a lot to talk about today. You see what's happening right now. You see the thumbnail. If you're watching me on Twitter, much respect. If you're watching me on YouTube, thank you so much. Please, if you're on Twitter, go take a second, go to YouTube, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Don't miss out. Every little bit counts. It's all free. It doesn't cost you anything, but it means a lot. It does a lot for the channel. I'm trying to grow this humbly. Let me get to help me get to 500. Help me get to 500 subs humbly ask it. Now, hopefully my levels are good. My lighting seems all right. But you know what I got to do right now? I got to shout out and I got to look at the first set of comments. I got to show respect to the first set of comments. And today I got to give it up to Dre P in the building. Dre P, when you see the difficulty of City's remaining fixtures, I would say this is a must-win game. But win or lose, City can be proud of how they're defending all 3 trophies. Dre P, listen, there's no shame in how we rep this season. Listen, a treble, a 3-peat treble, for us to still be in contention, for us to be one off top means a lot. There's no pride loss at all of the club, none whatsoever. The fact that we're close is huge. This game is a must-win. This game is a must-win. The momentum, what it means in terms of another title challenger. The remaining games, 10 games, 9 games left after this one. It has to happen. It has to happen. Let me shout out my Kevin Mark. What it do? Big up Vader. Listen. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the love. And again, wherever you're watching, if you take the time, please hit me up in the comments. You can be a part of the show. You can be interactive as well. You see what? So this is what I do. Okay, this is what I do. I just do what I do. I do my show my way. All right. My show my way happens to be, you're going to see the topics here. And I'm not going to look up. I'm not going to see what happens to be trending, what happens to be the majority of the conversations. You can get that elsewhere. You can get the trending topics. You can get what people are reacting to. If you want to hear what I happen to have to say, hopefully that's why you're tuning in, for a different perspective. Now let me line myself up here because I think I'm off center. All right. And please, in the comments, let me know if the levels are off. Kevin also has to say, as an Arsenal fan, hey, no shame in that. Your debate with TJ Tony earlier today, banger. Kevin Mark, listen. The debate on Flawless's channel, shout out to Flawless, SarcasmTV. If you haven't subscribed, go make sure you do that. The debate, it was a nice one. It was a nice one. You saw what Flawless did. Typical Vince McMahon, WWE, WrestleMania just around the corner. It was a handicap match. You had Tony, TJ's, the 2 T's versus Vader, the 1V. All right. It was 1v2. It was nice. It was a good show. If you missed it, go back and catch it. Obviously, I'm dealing with 2 Arsenal fans with the upcoming game. So yeah, I handle my own. Shout out to Pablo off of Twitter. Much respect. Thanks for interacting. Pablo, my guy. Listen, Pablo, it's a tough game, man. It's a tough game, and we're going to talk about it. All the topics here on the screen. We're going to go to, you see from the thumbnail, I said 1 game at a time, biggest game of the season, and it is the biggest game of the season. Not only is it the biggest game of the season for City Arsenal, it's the biggest game of the season for the Prem. Let's be real. All eyes. Marquee. Shout out to my man Ads. This is a marquee game. This is what you build the brand off of. And I think the hype's going to be real in this one. You got so many storylines, and I don't want to spoil it all right now. I don't want to go through all the storylines right now because it's only Friday. Good Friday. Shout out to all of you celebrating. It's Friday. We still got Saturday. And I know the people I interact with on Twitter X, the people I interacted with in the YouTubes, they got a lot. They got a lot that they want to say. And we're going to have to talk about the storylines, Pep versus Arteta. We're going to talk about the storylines about former Arsenal players former City players, now Arsenal players. That whole dynamic, we're going to get into it. But you see what happened. You see what's going on. The comments are coming through, and I want to show love to it. Carlos on Twitter. Again, everyone on the Twitter app, much love. Thanks. The interaction's huge. Hopefully, if you're seeing the channel for the first time, You know where to find me. Quickly. You see the scrolling at the bottom. Just go down to YouTube, find your boy Vader Games TV, and subscribe. But listen, it was a handicap match. It was a handicap match. Yes. Enjoy the content, man. No, much respect. I appreciate that. Andrew, it's been a minute. He always wants to say, yo, listen. Andrew, let me know in the comments which topic you want me to hit first. I was planning on going chronologically top bottom, but let me know if you need anything to skip, because I know it's an impatient generation. It's an impatient generation. Microwave, Instagram. So if you want to switch it up, I'm free to do that. We're gonna win, don't worry. We're gonna win, don't worry. But how are we gonna win it? That's the conversation, Pablo. Oh, did I see that twice? MCFR TV. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Vader, listen. I'm in many different forms. I'm gonna tell you this. All right. There's Vader, the debater. You know what I mean? I have the conversation. We'll be rational. We'll go back and forth. We'll listen to your points. You listen to mine. We'll do our thing. Especially on many of these apps, we'll have the conversation. But MCFR, listen. Sometimes Vader's got to be a hater. Sometimes I got to be a hater, and it's not the time. I was a little bit of the time. I was a little bit haterish yesterday against those two Arsenal fans, TJ and Tony. But there's a time and a place. And let me shout out everyone in the comments, because I want to get to the show. Arsenal a threat. Arsenal are 100% a threat. They've been a threat since last season, and they've been a threat. And I said this. I'm very upset with Liverpool and Klopp. I'm very upset with Liverpool and Klopp, because I think 2 years in a row, Arsenal didn't suffer a loss. I know, cup runs very different, but in league, they didn't suffer a loss. You know the level of chest that Arsenal fans now have? You know the level of confidence that the team has? This is all Liverpool's fault, and Klopp not having the energy now. Now Arteta's got this confidence. Liverpool have kind of fallen off. Arsenal fans are kind of feeling that void. I'm going to be honest. Klopp leaving. A lot of questions. I know even recently the news with regards to Xabi. Yeah, I'm going to leave that for another show. But the news with Xabi kind of has there's a void now. There's a lot of questions. Will Liverpool be Liverpool? Arteta's going to fill in that gap, man. And he already has. 2 seasons in a row in terms of challenging. Like, Arsenal ain't going nowhere. Kevin, Vader, you can be optimistic in this game. Only difference is the title is still in the balance between 3 clubs, closing in on match week 28, 29. Okay. I saw us getting buried and bodied at Emirates by KDB. There is a lot of game left to be played, and I'm gonna get into it. Let me get into the show first and foremost. All right. So thumbnail, you see it. 1 game at a time, biggest game. Let me take this off screen. And how do I? Where is that? All right. All right. Now, international break. Telling you right now, hate it. I hate it, and I hate it for a lot of reasons. The main reason, selfishly, obviously, I'm Vader. I'm out here in Toronto, represent Canada. Canadians aren't really repping like that, right? Yeah, we got CONCACAF, and we try to do our thing, battling against United States, Mexico, Jamaica. You know what I mean? But we're still not quite there. Hey, competed at the World Cup, amazing. Alphonso Davies, he is a talent. He's inspired a lot. Jonathan David, Buchanan, we've got some talent. But when international breaks come around and they're meaningless, they're friendlies, I absolutely hate them. International friendlies make no sense. Everyone's talked about it. Arsene Wenger to every manager, Pep, Klopp. There's too many games. These players are playing too much already. They're playing way too much already, and you're going to add in these useless friendlies. The fact that we suffered The fact that we suffered injuries in this international friendly, Akanji, Stones, Walker, and going into the international break, I had worries about KDB, Grealish. Absolutely ridiculous. And I think that's going to be the biggest reason why I'm a little reserved. I'm a little hesitant to really be talking with the, with the 250 bench press chest representing. I'm not ready to do that because of the injuries. And it's Friday. I still need. It's not even like I can wait until Saturday to have even more confidence. I got to wait till Sunday when I see the lineup, when I see who's on the bench. That's the problem that's happening right now. And I don't want to see international friendlies this late in the season again. And if we do, large up to my man Egal in the building. Speak to you tonight. Yes, we will speak tonight. Vibes from the 6. Make sure you subscribe to Egal's channel. Does a good job, my fellow Canadian, obviously repping Arsenal. We're gonna have the combo, Egal. I'll be there. But again, all of you on this Twitter app, it's amazing. It's great. Hopefully, some of you are discovering me for the first time, or you're seeing my content, you're seeing how the show's set up. But just take a second. Go over to YouTube, hit that subscribe button. All right, be a part of it.
Vader game.
All right. So I talked about this international break on how much I hate it. Late in the season, not necessary. We don't need to see it unless it's important for you to be able to improve on qualifications. I get it. You know what I mean? Like for what happened with regards to Norway and Oscar Bob, amazing goal, by the way. Shout out young talent. He deserves a contract increase and an adjustment. But unless that's the case, I don't want to see it. Now, you see the players that I just listed right here. KDB, Grealish, Ederson, Stones, and Walker. I'm playing against Arsenal. Co-top of the league. Playing against Arsenal, arguably the most informed team this season. Last season, they were incredibly good. It wasn't until even this point of the season they're still up there. But I can't be arrogant. I can't come out here and be like, I don't need these players against Arsenal. No, listen. All you want to say, big clubs, you can't complain about injuries. I get all that when you're playing against, quote unquote, a lesser team. But injuries are a valid conversation when it's against another big dog. Injuries are a conversation when you're playing against one of the other top teams, best teams. And this season, Arsenal, Liverpool, that's where the combo is. We want to be as full strength as we can. Now, if I'm going into this game without my best keeper, arguably the best keeper in the world, yes, don't. I don't want to see any comments disagreeing with that. Ederson, best keeper in the world, especially in the Prem. If I'm going into the game without him, that's a drawback. If I'm going into this game without Walker, and as much as you want to criticize Walker, as much as you want to say Walker hasn't been at his level this year, still our best right back. Now, I disagree with how Pep's kind of put him in certain positions, certain instructions, how he's had him set up. But as a right back, come on, man. Can't disrespect him. Stones, we've known. Stones, I've accepted. Stones' injuries I've accepted, but I wanted him at least not to suffer an injury in an international friendly. Suffer that injury in an important game. You know what I mean? So, no Stones. Now, Grealish and KDB, now that's where I got to chill a little bit. I got to chill. I think they're more available to play. And KDB has to play. KDB has to play against Arsenal. You know how dangerous KDB is. Arsenal fans, you know what he's done to you. Chelsea fans, you know what he's done to you. Liverpool fans, you know what he's done to you. Deflected goals and all. I need KDB. I need him. So if I can go into this game, and I'm going to talk about my Vader's potential 11, but if I can go into this game with the misses that I do have in Ederson, Stones, and Walker, I think I can still get a result. Let me go to this comments because I kind of ignored you guys for a bit. My bad. Kevin goes, I just started MCFR like 2 days ago. As an Arsenal fan, ain't ish mates. What? If you don't require an Arsenal insight in here, mate, just take it easy. Oh, okay. I think you guys are going a little back and forth. My bad. What does Egal have to say? They're not informed, and Ake and Kanji are fine. You know what's funny? What's funny is when a rival wants to tell me about what's fine and who's good with regards to my players. All right, I'm gonna do my homework, Egal. Just know when we do the show later on today, I'm gonna tell you how good or not good your players are and who's available and who's needed. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. And again, all of you on this app, on this Twitter app, make sure you jump over to YouTube, support your boy, hit that subscribe, show some love. Let me see. Kevin goes, Allison for me, Allison for you, huh? All right, Kevin. The conversation's not now. Allison's hurt. Obviously, I got to focus on this game, this City versus Arsenal. But we're gonna have a breakdown. Allison versus Edison. We're gonna do that. LFC for life. Thanks for the love. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the comment, my guy. What do you got to say? If Ederson much of a loss? He's got one of the worst save percentages in the league this season. That can't be true. That can't be true. One of the worst? Nah. LFC, I think you're talking some garbage right now. And like summer hot garbage not collected for a couple weeks. You're talking garbage. There's no way Ederson has one of the worst save percentages. Nah, can't believe it. Now I see you guys going back and forth. Now let me say this. And I'm a move real quick to do this. And I see Mancunian Way, fellow city rep, and he's been doing his thing. He's been featured on mad channels, making sure that the proper knowledge and information is getting out there. I'm going to have him join the show shortly. But what I want to talk about is actually the 11. I'm glad that he's here to join.
Vader game.
Mancunian Way. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining the show.
Evening, afternoon, whatever, morning. I don't know where I'm at anymore.
You're all over the place. Yeah, you. I don't think you sleep. I don't think you sleep anymore. So the days just blend.
I don't think I have this week. Can we go back to Luton? Can we go back to Luton at home? No bugger will want to do a show on that.
No one wanted to do a show on that. Like this game versus Arsenal, and this is what I love. And thank you all in the comments, Twitter app, YouTube. It's good when you got games like these because that's really what this league's all about. Yes, we play every team. There's 20 teams in the league, so they're all important. But when the games kind of come down to like title deciders, when the games kind of come down to like some records pending, right? Some things that are just potential to be broken, that's when everybody's paying like close attention. So I love these games. I love the fact that so many people are reaching out to you to get your point of view and other City fans. It's absolutely amazing. Before I ask you and we go into the 11, because I think you'll have some info with regards to the 11 or the available players. I'm gonna go to these quick comments real quick. So Dre P in the building says save percentage also has to do with the types of chances faced. Due to the high line, Ederson faces quite a bit of 1v1 and in the box. No low block to help him. That's a fact. That's a fact, Ray P. Good point. Let me see what LFC for Life has to say. How do you rate City? Liverpool? What are these? Okay, is that supposed to be 0.026 Arsenal percentage wise of winning the league? I do go City 40%. Okay, Liverpool 30%, Arsenal 30%. City have pedigree, LFC easiest fixtures, Arsenal in form. Listen, LFC, you ain't saying anything. Yeah, I'm in agreement. Percentage breakdown, and maybe because that was a copy and paste, maybe it kind of messed up in translation. But no, this win percentage on who should be winning the league in terms of expectations, the bookies and all that stuff. And I don't gamble, so why am I going to value what the bookies information is all about? But City being favorites, I've said this, LFC, listen, cities are always favorites. 40%. Okay, I get it. You guys 30%, you and Arsenal 30%. I agree. Fixture-wise, you have the easiest. I think Arsenal have the most difficult fixture list, and then City's kind of right there. Can't dismiss the fact that Arsenal and City play. Like, this is a quote unquote you want to say 6-pointer. This is a title decider, to be real with you. So all that makes City favorites. Whoever wins this game, with regards to your percentages, LFC, whoever wins this game, I think then bumps up to be favorites. So if it happens to be Arsenal winning, I think that favorites to win then changes. If we win, we move on. If it's a draw, I think it remains the same. Maybe City comes down a little bit and Liverpool bumped up slightly more because of their easy fixtures. But it's going to be a must-win game, and we're going to talk more about this. Let me see. Mo Barksdale on the Twitter app. Mo, much respect. Thank you for checking out the channel. I know we talk often. Always respect, always jokes. Banter's real. If you happen to have a second, man, just take that second device, take that burner. I know you got that burner. Take that burner. Go onto the YouTube app. Hit that subscribe and like, man. Much appreciated. Comment would be even better. But love. Kevin. Guys, like the stream. Let's get Vader to 1K subs. Kevin, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. LFC, I agree. Percentage definitely change after the Arsenal game. If Arsenal win, I think they're faves, to be honest. Listen, LFC for life. I don't know if you want to hear this. 10 games remaining. There's a lot of like projection. Oh, I see Liverpool only dropping points at these games. I see Arsenal only dropping points at this games, and so on. I'm gonna say this before then I move on to the 11, but I think the most important games are the games that flirt or hovering around Champions League and Europa League. No disrespect, you got the Europa League, so we got to look at both. But I think the games slightly before or after is where we're gonna have to be like, ooh, that's a potential points being dropped. And now, Mo Barksdale, Arsenal fans, listen, don't get triggered by this, all right? But at this point last season, should I even be doing this? Yeah. At this point last season, exact same point last season, we were 5 points off you guys. Martin's laughing because he kind of knows what I'm saying here. But at this point last season, we were 5 points off you, Arsenal. And after that, obviously, we ended up winning the league. We're 1 point off of you guys and Liverpool. I get it. 3-horse race right now. But closing a gap of less than 5, having been done last season, can be done this season. So I think everyone just needs to remain calm. How Arteta deals with Champions League and league is going to be really important. Same goes for Pep. These injuries, like I talked about early in the show, I hate them. I need everybody healthy. If I'm trying to win a 4 in a row, I'm going to need everybody, especially with the exits of a Gundogan and Mahrez. Everybody wants to point out. If those players leaving, I need everybody healthy if I'm going to move on. Last question, and then I'm gonna talk to Martin real quick. Zane, Grealish being back is massive. Yo, Zane, you're absolutely right. Massive. Because he can frustrate Arsenal with slowing tempo and making fouls. And then you have Doku, who, if needed, can be explosive at the end. Listen, Zane, actually no spoiler, but let me give you a little update. Mancunian Way, Martin and I are going to be playing some EA24 FC. Is that right? Or is it FC24 EA? However, I keep messing up with the name. But we're playing later, okay? And you're going to see a lot of my strategy if you happen to tune in. But I agree with your point. And I hope Pep does the same thing. We got Grealish, the control, tire out the defense a little bit. You got to stay on. You got to stay dialed in. And many forget this. In this generation, all of you Instagram, microwave, instant message users, there's something about even like mental fatigue, right? Mental stamina. So if Grealish can be on there frustrate, make life a little difficult for Ben White. He's always got to like, do I stick my foot in? Do I tackle here? I know Grealish is a little tricky. He's going to win a foul here. Can he go past me? Is he going to cut across the pitch and make it difficult, slip in a pass, all that stuff? I want him to do that for like 70 minutes, relentless. And then Doku coming on. And much you want to say he doesn't have that final end product. You know what he does have, though? He has that pace. He has that trickery to make life difficult. So I'd like the combo of a Grealish and Doku. I think that would be nice and dangerous. Now, let me talk about the 11 as we were just speaking about Grealish, Doku. I'll try to put this on screen. But Martin, and I'm not going to say fair enough. You're not listen. These are air quotes, but I'm removing the air quotes. This is real. Martin's not an ITK, but he is a man of knowledge. He's a man in the know. All right. He's on the other side of the pond. I'm out here in Toronto. I don't have access to the pigeons and hear all the whispers like he does. But Martin, he's kind of in the know. So based off of what you know in terms of the available players, what 11 would you like to see on Sunday?
Good afternoon, by the way, mate, and everyone in the chat. The 11. You want the 11 I want, or the 11 I think that will go out now because it's changed?
So the 11 that you want based off of you knowing who's healthy. So yeah.
Walker is out. He couldn't train this morning. I know that. So they were waiting on this morning to see whether he could train, and he couldn't. So he had another scan this morning, so he's definitely out. Stones is out. Everybody else fit as fiddles, ready to go. Akanji fit, Edison back, Grealish back, as you've seen, was in the press conference, which is a massive telltale sign, I will add.
Okay.
Everyone else is good. KDB fit. Everyone's raring to go.
Okay, hold on.
The 11 I
want. Whoa. Yeah. Everyone's fit, but Stones is what you're saying? Stones and Walker?
Stones and Walker are out, yeah.
Okay.
Everyone else fit, raring to go.
All right. Loving the chat for you. Everyone's saying big up, Trouble Fodder.
The 11 I want, the 11 I want will be Edison. Akanji right back.
Ederson is news. Sorry, I must have. You know what? I kind of ignored all that when you said only Walker and Stones because I was just assuming Ederson was on the shelf. You're saying
nope. Edison never goes on the shelf. But he had a 12-inch bullet wound in his thigh against Newcastle and was back the next game. The guy's made of absolute steel.
Ederson is available. That's huge.
Yeah. Edison is available and will play.
Okay. Ederson's available. Now now who you got at right back then? We got to deal with that.
Akanji.
Okay. And Akanji is, you think, filling a role, or he's fully healthy?
Fully healthy.
Okay. All right. Now this is this is the this is the question. And let me see if I can do this. Oh, big ups. Now we got to talk about who's at our center back.
Diaz.
Okay.
Now, I'm and ahhing on this, but this is what I think he'll do. Don't agree with it.
No, Martin, what are you doing? I didn't say what you think Pep will do. I want your 11.
All right, my 11 will be Diaz, Gavardio, Ake left back.
Diaz, Gavardio, Ake left back. Okay, all right. I'm with that. Now, okay, go ahead.
Rodri and Kovacic.
Rodri and Kovacic. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. We're going to have an issue.
He's not going to do this, by the way. He's not going to do this, by the way, just to confirm. But you're asking me for my 11, so
Yeah.
hey ho.
All right. All right. So,
Bernardo on the right.
So Rodri, Kova, and who? KDB?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, KDB will be in the 10. More now.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Then your front three. Well, front three. Whatever. Bernardo on the right, Foden on the left, and the Norwegian meat shield up top.
Okay. All right. So up top, we got to have Haaland, man. Listen, for the amount of disrespect that rivals want to show this man, it doesn't make any sense to me. Because if they talk about him so poorly, how do they then ignore their own striker or their own goal scorers? It makes no sense to me. So you said Foden on the right and Grealish on the left?
No, that's what he will do. It isn't what I want to do.
Oh, you want
Foden on the left, Bernardo on the right, Haaland up top.
Wait, what? You want Foden and Grealish? Foden and Silva, no Grealish. Oh.
Only because I've got to drop someone to get Kovacic into that midfield.
Oh my goodness! All right,
but he's not going to do that. Grealish will play.
This is for the record, and I don't know why I can't get it. All right, there we go. For the record, this is the 11. I should make this a transition. Hold on.
Vader game.
For the record, and again, all of you watching right now, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Twitter X, if you happen to be on Twitter X, take a second. Jump on that laptop, that desktop, your second device. Fellas, ladies, get that second device. Go on the YouTube, hit that comment, subscribe, hit that like. Much appreciated. But YouTube is where it's at with regards to the show and the content, please. But this is Martin Mancunian Way. This is his wanted 11. This is his wanted 11. Now, the difference between his and mine right now is I would leave Ederson in net. Obviously, you know how I rate Ederson. The back line, I'm actually in agreement with that based off of the injuries. I hate these damn injuries, but that's how I'd want to move. I don't want Gvardiol at left back. I want Ake at left back. Ake at left back with Saka. I want that all day. Gvardiol, let you stay in that. You stay left center back. And if there's, I don't know if you've been working on this on training. I've seen Gvardiol. He's been in the gym. He's been working on that body in terms of strength, but I don't know if you've been on the pitch to be able to do that kind of inverted role that's been asked of Stones or Kanji when they played centrally. But I wouldn't be too mad if you were able to play in that pocket, but we'll see. In the midfield, Rodri, KDB, 100%. I would want Foden centrally for this game. I would want Foden centrally in this game. And I would put Bernardo.
Are you going attacking?
Well, I need to keep Arsenal honest on our transition play, Martin. I feel that if they see that it's going to be,
do you not find that too open?
I don't think
that's
so.
I understand. See, for me, and I love the De Bruyne Foden in the center.
Yeah.
But the trouble is, who comes back? Who protects Rodri? Because for me, Rodri's then got no protection. And the way they've got Jorginho, Odegaard, and Rice,
yeah,
I think Rodri will get destroyed on his own.
So
Foden and KDB won't come back. That's the problem.
I hear you.
And we haven't got Stones to invert, don't forget.
No, I hear that. I mean, I'm in a few different minds. I can kind of see the counters and the adjustments needed, but I hear it because if Kovacic is there, he's able to drop back. So when it's the two-man game between Saka and Odegaard, he's kind of there in the mix.
I'm just thinking of transitional play because Cover's very good at bringing the ball back,
yeah,
and then playing through them lines. He's very good at carrying the ball through the lines on the transition, whereas Foden's stats has been very good, but he's not known for his tracking back and defensive duties.
Yeah.
So I mean, the trouble is with KDB isn't. He's a 10, but he's not a 10 because he's basically a floater all over the place.
Yeah. And
You'll
I think
see KDB right, left, all sorts.
I think we'll get a different KDB, healthier next season in terms of even what he does defensively. But I just want to touch on the 11 really quick. I'm not mad at your 11. I'm not mad at your 11. I would change. And again, the reason why I would want Foden centrally, I'd have Grealish out there on the left. I'd have Bernardo out there on the right, and Kova would be an option to come on as a sub option. I think my other early sub option would be an Alvarez to change the game. Another sub option would be an Oscar Bob or Rico Lewis. Yeah. No. These are sub options, Martin. Sub options. What are you doing?
You're trying to get me out of time.
Now we might need to change things up, honestly. And again, I want a relentless Haaland, though. I want a relentless Haaland that's attacking everything that Ederson kicks up there, or KDB kicks into space, or Rodri kind of slips into those between the lines. I want Haaland to chase down and to run everything. I want him to make Saliba's and Gabriel's day a nightmare. And if he does that, because as I talked about the physical fatigue, the physical stamina, it's also the mental stamina, mental fatigue. And then if I can bring on an Alvarez for another killer, I think that could work. But that's going a little beyond. 11. Let me leave this. Only changes that I have is that Kovacic is subbed off, Foden is brought centrally, Grealish is brought on. That's the only difference that Martin and I have in terms of.
Do you want to know what I think Pep will do now?
Sure.
I don't want to give you any inside.
No.
Right. It's very simple. Swap Gvardiol and Ake over because that's happening, mate. Gvardiol is not playing at centre back. He'll go as left full back, and we'll be sat there nervous as hell while Saka runs at Gvardiol.
Yeah.
Because you know that's happening. So I had this last night on my show. Name me a game other than Huddersfield in the FA Cup Gvardiol's played centre back.
I know.
He doesn't do it. I don't know why. He just does not trust Gvardiol at centre back.
And Pep, listen, I don't know why you keep ignoring my request for us to have lunch or coffee. I've got a lot of tactics and kind of like synchronized attack play. Listen, I'm making my way across the pond next season. I had the conversation. Wifey and I talked about the dynamics, how I can make it work, kids and everything like that. I'm getting over the pond next season. So Pep, listen, we're gonna have to have a conversation. Martin, we're gonna have to link up for sure. But
yeah, we'll go out to eat, take you around, stadium tour, visit Main Road.
The whole shebang. I'm gonna make my way over there. Zane, Liverpool fan. We needed Mo Salah at Anfield against Arsenal and Trent at the Etihad. Okay, fair enough. Versus City. Don't think these managers can stress how important it is for world-class players to shine. Listen, and I hear this argument from Arsenal fans like we don't have any world-class players. Okay, it's not necessarily default.
Thought they were coming to smoke
world-class players, but it's about having your key players and however you want to rate them. If you're missing out on those key players, those impact players, the players that have made the difference, the players that a lot of your team kind of focus or plays through, it's a miss. And yeah, when you guys didn't have Salah, that's a huge game changer. Didn't have Trent, agreed. Defensively, I hate the fact that I have no Stones or Walker. But again, next man up. There's a reason why we've been so successful is because every player knows that they got to play a role. And
by the way, mate, because I do apologise. I have to bounce in 10 minutes.
Yeah, no worries.
Again, I'm on another 4 shows today.
No, you're going to be a busy man. Trust me.
I'm like, day off, please. I've got 2 very quick points. One I want to make is this myth about City's record against the top 6 needs to get seriously in the bin right now. Because I'm sick of hearing it by City fans.
So
because another little thing that I did look up is Arsenal's away record against the top teams is not great either.
oh, Martin. Here, okay, I'll let you flow with it. This is actually a point I was saving for the show that I'll be featured on later on.
Sorry,
Go ahead. No, go ahead. No. Great minds. Go ahead.
No, listen, Arsenal are fantastic, playing some amazing football. Better than us at the minute, football-wise. No doubt about that. But Villa away, City and Arsenal both lost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Tottenham at home, City and Arsenal both drew.
Facts.
Liverpool away, City and Arsenal both drew.
Speak on it.
Newcastle, they got beat by Newcastle at St. James's Park.
Yeah, Joe Linton dunked on them.
Chelsea away, City drew. Chelsea away, Arsenal drew.
Ooh.
So can someone explain to me, please, where, and by the way, Arsenal have lost 4 games, City have lost 3 games.
Martin.
So let me put this into perspective, because I'm really getting a bit. Listen, I will give Arsenal credit, but what's getting on my nerves at the minute is some Arsenal fans, some talking like the mighty Real Madrid in the pomp of walking into the Etihad and slapping us up 3 and 4-0. And I don't think they realise Arsenal haven't done that all season to anyone away in the top. Yeah. By the way, last minute winner against Luton, last minute winner against United. But all of this is forgotten about because they've had a run of 2 months where they swamped teams. Brilliant. Do not get me wrong. But look at it over the whole season.
You're
what
exactly
people
right.
are doing is they're putting they again doing what every football fan does and putting the narratives in the position to suit their debate at the time.
No, but that's no surprise. That's classic. And the reason why I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna let you flow because with regards to that point exactly, I'm waiting for a rival to bring up how our form is. I'm waiting for a rival to talk about us against the typical or traditional Big Six. But Martin, you know this. Pep's talked about this. There's a reason why, even when they look at what we're doing season 1 point off top, they we're having a poor season. Manchester City standards are different. They're different. Everything gets graded differently.
That's what I hear. That's what I get told.
Exactly. So our poor, quote unquote, poor form against the top 6 or Big Six, it's not looked at the same with regards to rivals. Arsenal are playing an away game. You pointed it out. They haven't had. Their form hasn't been better than ours away with regards to the Big Six, top 6.
City have got the best, I think, up until, was it? I'm not sure when it is, but up until about a week or 2 ago, City had the best away record in the league. It's the home form because we've drawn a few. But when you look at them draws, that was when Pep was having his little experiment time where he wanted to have no midfield and just have attack versus defence. This is what nobody's looking at. Go back to Chelsea, go back to the Liverpool game, go back to the Tottenham game. City don't draw games 3 each and 4-4 normally. We have not done that under Pep Guardiola in 8 years. It came up because he was trying something new, because all we ever got told was control was boring. That's all everyone ever wanted to tell Pep Guardiola is control's boring, passing football's boring. Can we have it a bit more entertaining? So he decided, you know what, let's go entertaining.
Listen, no, but also this boring talk, I don't find throwing 52 cards on the floor entertaining. I don't find chucking crayons on the ground chaos. I don't enjoy that. I don't enjoy randomness. So
that's basketball, mate. And I'm not down for the basketball. Our players don't suit it.
It's even worse than basketball. So,
and by the way, before anyone says to me, how do you know? Go back and study them games. Bernardo Silva tracks back nearly every game. In that period of the season, Bernardo Silva very rarely went beyond the halfway line going back.
Yeah. Hey, Kevin, credit to your club. You guys got the result. At the end of the day, it is about getting the result, but it's interesting
I agree.
how one club gets talked about versus the other. And again, I need to do this, and I appreciate all of the fantastic love today. If you're
Sorry, I've
watching,
jumped in there.
no, you're good. You're good. For all of you right now, if you haven't already, the voice you're hearing right now, he's not on screen, he's multitasking, but Mancunian Way, amazing channel. And again, whether you're a rival or not, it's important. Go check out his channel, subscribe. You can get some valuable information and help grow the channel because we're an amazing community. We interact on the Twitter X app. We interact on YouTube, but please go there, show him some love. He's going to have to drop soon. And if you haven't already, get that second device. Subscribe to Vader Games TV. I'm going to be doing a lot more shows like this, and I want to interact with you guys as much as I can. Now, a couple points. Kevin goes, Arsenal fans piss me off. Lots talking, but less showing. Competing with City seems to be a bigger achievement than winning a trophy. Sums up the mentality of a majority of Arsenal fans. Listen, I'm going to bring Patrick, true City fan, into the mix real quick to actually address this, and I'll give my point of view. Patrick, true City fan, thanks for being on the show, my man. What are you saying?
Yeah, how you doing, man? Sorry, man, I just woke up, so
No
I
worries.
just wanted to show you some support. Big up to you, Martin. I've been listening to you guys for a while now. Now I'm seeing a lot of Arsenal talk. You know, there's Robbie has dropped another. Martin
Robbie
Luther
dropped
King
another.
video. Yeah, another
Did he
video.
really?
Yeah, it is all over Twitter. He's dropped another Martin Luther King video. Went to the stadium. They did shooting again. Looks like they never learn, and they're laughing at the fact that John Stones and Walker is out. They say it's going to be easy food. So it is what it is, man. At this point in time, I just feel like Arsenal fans are overconfident, which is good for them because they feel like they are more fitter to come to this sort of stadium and just call it 3 points. But for me, I just see Sunday as a day where I think they must remember it's going to be Captain De Bruyne coming out, obviously with Walker injured. And you do know De Bruyne likes this team. And with the lineup you have, I don't see us being easy food as they're talking about. It's just sometimes it's good to not be overconfident. And I don't know where Arsenal fans get their confidence from. I wish I had that sort of confidence. I'm pretty sure we would all be the most confident people out here. You can also see that starting 11s, Martin, the combined 11s, they only have got 4 to 3 Man City players in that starting 11, which is quite funny to see.
It's true. Now, I'm gonna say this, and Kevin, I appreciate the comment. I think it's, and the reason why I'm also really calm with the remaining of the season is because I still need to see not only Arsenal players, but I need to see how the fan base deal with these last 10 games. Because I've already seen Martin, Patrick, I've already seen the effects of what we've done to Liverpool fans. Like Liverpool fans, especially those that are on the YouTube app making content, they've got lingering, long-lasting PTSD. Like they're not talking with any type of confidence about winning this league despite being 1 point up. So I want to see how the Arsenal fan base kind of deal with the pressure that happens with the remaining games, and everything being of huge importance. So mentality is going to be huge. Let me take the starting potential 11 off screen. Did you want to change anything in particular? I don't know if you got a chance to see it, but Martin's got Bernardo, Haaland, and Foden up top, Kovacic, KDB, Rodri, and he's got Ake, Gavardiol, Diaz, and Akanji in that back four. I saw yours on Twitter. I think. I'm trying to remember what you had.
No, I remember. I remember talking about the same thing in the back line. I think I said, Martin, I'm with you because I hope Pep doesn't switch it. I just feel, Martin, we're missing John Stones. I think we need Jos Covadio in that centre back place. When we're very impressed, we need somebody who's good on the ball. Because I have seen situations where, look, Ake is good, but he's not that good on the ball, I think so. Let's be honest. But he's a very good 1v1 defender. He's one of our good defenders when he goes out wide, obviously, to battle Saka. But Vadio, I think he is very good carrying the ball. So I'm okay with that. I think I was fighting for Kovacic. Remember? When we were doing our lineup, I wanted Kovacic in, but the guys wanted Jack Grealish in. And I was like, isn't Jack fresh off the injury? Unless he's been training with the under-23, I would like Jack in this game. I would more than welcome like Jack in this game. But it's just with the midfield battles that have gone on recently, I remember the lads put Bernardo Silva next to Rodri, but I was preferring to put Kovacic next to Rodri. So the lineup you've done is exactly what I was looking at. I think so. I was looking at the same lineup, but I think it ended with Jack Grealish, Haaland, and Foden in the wing, and then Bernardo Silva in the middle next to Rodri with De Bruyne. As I said, I wanted Kovacic, not Bernardo Silva, in the middle. That's just
No, I'm with you on that one. I'm gonna try and put up what I think Arsenal will set up. And I know Martin's gonna have to drop
just
anything
what I
you want.
shoot.
Yeah, you want to let the
think
people know. Oh, did we lose you? Oh, I think we lost them
tonight.
Oh, you cut out. You cut out, Martin. Can you say that again?
We'll cut out. Sorry. Yeah, I'm on Dan Potts in about 10 minutes. LB's tonight at 9. Never a foul, and then I'm giving Vader a smoking on FC24. So, but go and subscribe to Vader. Let's get him to 1,000 and show True City fan a lot of love and get him to that 3K mark.
Yo, let's make it happen. Let's make it happen.
Love
Much
to
love,
all.
Martin. Have a good one, man.
Big up to you, Martin.
Take care, Rob.
All right,
See
man.
you,
All right. Where is it? Jorginho. So I'm gonna put on screen how I think Arsenal are gonna set up, and they, unlike us, have a lot. I think a lot of players available.
Yeah, he's trying to play games saying, "Oh, Saka, Martinelli, Gabriel didn't train." I don't know why he thinks we're stupid, but he's trying to play games with that, and I don't trust them.
I don't buy it. Now, it's going to be interesting, though, in terms of who plays up top, whether it's going to be Jesus or Kai Havertz.
I don't know how he's going to do that. A lot of people say they want Jesus to play, but is Jesus fit?
I'm not too sure. Not too sure. But let me put this up and let me see. Those of you watching on the app, please jump over to YouTube. If you're tuning in for the first time, much love. Hit that subscribe, hit that like button. Comments are much appreciated. I'm going to find this walk of inspiration, or what is it? Avenger type walk from Robbie. If he did it again, that's going to be hilarious.
It's on my page.
Okay, nice. I'm gonna check that out. Dre P goes, people also don't talk enough about how the rivals do really pour at the Etihad. It's a fortress as much as Anfield. It does get slept on, and again, it's a different standards. It's like what gets the hype. I'll be honest, and some think that I'm being disingenuous. We do have a very humble fan base, though. We do have a humble fan base in terms of we're not like constantly saying, look at us compared to you. We're not pointing out, any of that stuff. A lot of it is actually reactive. It's based off of all the things that rivals have done. So then the comments come back the other way. But there's tremendous records that we've accomplished or we've set. And we need to take pride in that. What we've done at the Etihad doesn't get spoken about often. And it's something to have pride on. Kevin goes, Robbie giving another Captain America speech, absolute madness. We never learn. I mean, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Now, let me also do this nice and clean so I can actually do this moving forward. I want to do some clean.
Vader game.
I want to do some clean timestamps moving forward. But I have the possible Arsenal 11. I think this is pretty close to what they're going to do. Maybe there's a change in terms of midfield. I was speaking to Tony. Shout out to Tony on Flawless's channel. He was saying he would actually play Partey. He would play Partey instead of Jorginho. So I don't know if that's the case, that he then moves Rice more in the traditional 6 and Partey further up. I don't know. But that would be his only change. Healthy, he'd have Martinelli and all those other two up top. Only possible changes maybe a Trossard. So this is how I think Arsenal set up. Their threats are going to come from their wing play. I don't think there's any surprises there. Do they try to do more of a two-man game between Odegaard, Saka, maybe a three-man in terms of when they get to the final third with Havertz dropping back and being an option? I don't know, but I don't think we're gonna really see any surprises from Arsenal. I don't think there's gonna be any surprises. Go ahead.
Like, to be honest with you, if I see this midfield, I'm much comfortable playing this midfield. If I see Thomas Partey next to Rice, I am more scared of seeing that midfield. I will explain myself, because as bad as the Arsenal fans try to paint Partey that, oh, Rice is better, I don't think Rice is better. I think Thomas Partey is actually the better DM.
Okay.
And I really wouldn't want to see Thomas Partey next to Rice and then Odegaard let free, because they will just block and just completely stop us from dominating the ball. They'll cut passes, passing lanes, as they do in FIFA. And then basically it'll be more difficult, I think, in that way. Jorginho, yes, he's trouble with the ball, but Jorginho is easy to get at. I've seen us get at him multiple times. When he was at Chelsea, I remember that game we beat them 6-0. He was playing as the holding. And obviously he's gonna be next to Rice, but I just see this one. I'd rather face this midfield than see a midfield of Thomas Partey and Rice. That would be more of me saying, nah, this is more difficult. But to be honest with you, man, the team that you made with Martin, the team we made also, both teams I see are capable of taking this Arsenal team. We are at home, It's not like we are away at them. We are home. And I think regardless whatever Arsenal do in this match, let's say even if they're 2-0 up, I don't think they're leaving with that 2-0 to full time.
Yeah. So the thing that's going to be interesting is when Arsenal have gotten their results, though, they weren't playing expansive football. They weren't playing really like attacking style. They'd be the first to admit it was more pragmatic. Arteta was like, listen, I'm not going to put my team at risk to really surrender any goals versus us. So I think it's going to be very similar, because now he's playing away, because he actually took that approach while playing at the Emirates. So if we have either setup, how you had it, how Martin had, I think we can still get some joy in terms of that 11. What's going to be key, though, what's going to be so important is kind of like the first or second sub options that happen later in the game. That's the one thing that I'm kind of thinking about. Like as and the Arsenal fans in the comments, you got Kevin pointing it out. Partey's isn't match fit, but Partey could be a sub, and he could be an impact sub. We saw how Kai Havertz was. We saw how Martinelli was a sub the first time we played around. We saw how Partey played a role. We're gonna have to be careful this entire game. And again, like you said, we respect Arsenal. We see how dangerous they are, but I think it's going to be a good game in terms of what the managers can actually set up and get. Now, Martinelli is also a key one, because he's healthy, he's not healthy. I'm taking the assumption that he's healthy, 100%. I'm assuming that he's healthy. I think this is the most threatening Arsenal team that we can see. I agree with the comments from the Arsenal fans. Partey not being quite fit, I think playing him is kind of risky, because you don't want to have to waste a sub on taking him off. But if you can bring him on as an impact, I think that kind of works. I missed the comment earlier. I saw that I think I put the comment up, but I didn't speak on it. Now, Ben White is going to be advancing forward. He's going to be coming up on that pitch. He's going to try to increase those numbers, give Saka, some of that freedom. That means it's going to be Ake. Martin was saying it's going to be Gavardiol. There's going to be a lot asked of us on our left-hand side. There's going to be a lot asked on that side. So we're going to have to be wary of that. I'm not saying that I disrespect the left side for Arsenal. I'm not saying that Martinelli or Kivior aren't threatening, or however they want to kind of shade over there. But I think the biggest threat is going to be that right-hand side. I show respect to Saka. He's obviously of quality. I'm not doing this whole comparison between players. That's tired. But Saka is going to be key. if he's going to have a lot of freedom, if he's going to have the numerical advantage at times, it's going to be a long day for us on that side. But confident that we get that win. I agree with you. Whoever scores first, that's not going to be the final score. This is going to be
It's not like that's the thing. That's the thing. But the thing is, I'm telling Arsenal fans that if they beat us at the Etihad, good luck. Like I'll put my hands up. Like that is. But I've seen a stronger Liverpool side, a more threatening Liverpool side come to the Etihad, and Aguero, I remember, scored, then Sané scored 2-1. I remember that game. It was one of the best games we've ever seen. It was back and forth.
Yeah.
And it was a dangerous game. I remember I was shaking during that game. I was like, this is making me nervous, But the thing is, look at this Arsenal team. I don't have that same threat. Like like Liverpool game, I used to feel like I'm almost going to puke the day before. Like you're like, oh my God, they're coming. Like these guys, like you're like, they're coming in. And the thing is, these guys, there's a lot of pride in City players. They don't let you come to the Etihad, especially if you've beaten them away, to just collect points, as Arsenal fans are thinking. So I'm just saying, this game will determine if Arsenal are ready. I think you have to, as you said, you have to knock out the king if you want to be at the top. So I'm confident, man. With the lineup we have, I'm confident. The bench we have, I'm confident. We might see, even if we see Oscar Bob do a cameo, I'm pretty sure Oscar Bob can rip that defense apart too. If he
How
comes
you gonna feel if it's 0-0 halftime?
Near halftime, I will still be confident.
Yeah.
I will still be very confident, and I hope De Bruyne plays, because De Bruyne doesn't.
Yeah, we need him, man. We need him.
He hates them.
We need KDB. You know what? You know the KDB I want. I don't know if it's going to show up on camera. Hold on. Let me adjust this. Oh, damn. Hold on. Do that. Oh no, that doesn't work. All right, the KDB I want. I want the KDB that when he was walking off, subbed off, and he was getting thrown at with like debris and water bottles. I want that KDB. I want that cold KDB. No care in his eye, just vicious. I want that KDB. I want the KDB that's like, listen, why are you preventing me from picking up the ball and having a throw in? I want that shove of Arteta KDB. That's the KDB I want on Sunday. And I'm gonna adjust the camera next time so I can actually stand and demonstrate something like that in the future. Charlie goes, I'll be at the game on Sunday. The atmosphere needs to be rocking from minute one. Charlie, you're responsible for that. Charlie, listen, if there's anyone next to you that's asked you to sit down or be quiet, you give them the coldest look and you continue on. You and your fellow, all the fans next to you need to be rocking from the very first minute. I agree. You make that happen. Kevin goes, if City score first, there's a chance we might lose or draw. We don't have the capability to come back and win if we are in a losing position. But if it's a draw at halftime, we potentially can win. Yeah, I think halftime, being a draw at halftime, I think everyone's going to be calm about. I think everyone's going to be calm with a halftime draw, and especially if it's, the only moment of stress that I would have. And again, all of you watching right now, please take a second. If you're not on the YouTube device, go to the YouTube device. Help me get to 500 subs. Help me get as many likes as possible on this show. I don't even know what I'm at. I'm not looking at the numbers, but if you see that like button, hit it, increase it by 1, please. Much appreciated. But I think everyone's going to be calm with the draw at halftime. But if the attempts are low, that's when I'm going to be a little nervy. If it's like, oh, we only had 2 attempts on target. No, not even on target. We only had like 2 attempts. I'm going to be like, damn, guys, like take your chances. I think Raya is a weakness. As good as he's been for them, I think Raya is a weakness. He showed his nerves when we played him twice already. And I think we need to just pelt him. We need to make him have to make decisions, whether it's how he distributes the ball or even how he's going to be in position to make saves. I think we need to just be relentless on him and make life difficult. Now, A couple things. Let me adjust this. And let me do that.
Vader game.
I kind of talked about it a little bit. I don't have an image I'm not going to put on screen, but maybe let me warn all of you Liverpool fans.
Max, can you earmuff it for me? We are going to get so...
Yeah, Liverpool fans, earmuff it right now. You're not going to like hearing this. But the PTSD is strong. The PTSD is so strong that you're now talking to Arsenal fans, projecting your difficulties of past years against City. And many of you don't want to talk with Chess being top of the league about winning this league. It's kind of crazy to me. You're talking about how your fixture list is the most difficult. You're talking about how you playing Europa is actually a disadvantage. You're talking about how you being top of the league, and even after City were to suffer a loss, or City and Arsenal were to draw, that you're still not confident in terms of winning this league. It's absolutely crazy. But I said this last night. I've been insensitive. I've been insensitive of this PTSD. I recognize it now. I'm not going to overly challenge you moving forward. If your point of view is you have the hardest fixture list, even if City were to lose, you're still not favorites to win this league, I'm going to leave you alone. Have your beliefs. Have your point of view. I'm not speaking to you, Zane, not with regards to you, but those Liverpool fans that still don't want to talk with that Chess, I get it now, and I promise to no longer be insensitive to the PTSD. Let me go to the comments. Charlie goes, Liverpool fans were so sure they were getting Alonso. That's another reason why I'm going to fall back with some of the talk, Charlie. They've had a tough year. They're losing their greatest ever Prem manager. Greatest ever Prem manager, by the way. On a future show, I'm going to talk about. I think Klopp actually ranks about 7th on the list. He's like, we'll have the conversation. I think there's like at least 5-6 managers ahead of him with regards to Prem and how great they've been, or their importance within this league. But their greatest ever is leaving, so that's tough. Alonso, a lot of them storybook Disney story in terms of what he's doing over at Leverkusen, what he's doing in the Bundesliga, and the similarities to what Klopp was able to do before coming over to Liverpool. They were seeing the same thing, right? They were seeing that same type of story. It looks like it's not happening. I'm gonna leave Liverpool fans alone. It's a really tough year. I'm gonna wait. It's right here. It's sealed up, but I'm going to wait until it's actually over. I think there's 54 days left before Klopp is no longer at Liverpool. So I'm not going to kill him too much on things. Only with regards to title chase is where I'm going to be speaking. Black Yellow in the building. He goes, some Liverpool fans think they're the biggest underdogs trying to win a quadruple. Black Yellow? Black and yellow. Sorry, I missed that end. Black and yellow. And much respect. If you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, I rate that. The underdog talk, you can't blame them either. And black and yellow, let me say this real quick. You can't blame them because, oh shoot, my whole plan was for these shows to end at 115 minutes, and I'm closing in on that. It's 113, so I'm going to be breaking that streak. But black and yellow, this whole quadruple, this whole underdog, I don't blame them either. So the same way I said the whole PTSD, I'm going to chill on that. I'm going to relax. They've had a tough year. They're losing their manager, all that stuff. This underdog talk, let's understand this. I'm getting a little psychological on this one, right? If you really deep it, Klopp made them doubters to believers. But who magnifies, who exemplifies the underdog talk or that approach anyone more than Klopp? Jurgen Klopp, he's embedded this underdog into the fan base. So when they now mirror it back, I get it, because Klopp has been that underdog I don't want to be the biggest. I want to beat the big, whatever nonsense he was talking about. He's embedded this into the fan base. So when they want to then talk about, we're not quite the underdog. I mean, sorry, we are the underdog. We're not quite favorites. Get it. But I see where it's coming from. I see where it's been coming from. So I'm going to address it at another time on another show. But the underdog talk has been coming from the manager from day one. So you can understand it. Dre P, Liverpool media and some fans are absolutely unbearable this season. They only see when things don't go their way. They don't see when they have the luck, and they won't pay respect to who outplay them. Again, we talked about fan base mirroring the manager. Worst loser manager after a loss, who's unbearable, who's miserable, who's rude, who's body shaming. See where it come from, JP. No different, man. No different. My man Ads in the building. You're on the app. You're on that Twitter X app. Much love. I see you. We convo all the time. If you can, Ads, I know you got 1 or 2, you got 3 burners. Hey, get to the burner. Go on that YouTube app. Find Better Games TV. Please hit that subscribe. Hit that like button. Much appreciated. Much love. And we're going to talk soon. Now, I'm going to move on from this Liverpool PTSD, and we're going to have to talk about last season.
Vader game.
Last season, we were 5 points off. I talked about it briefly. We were 5 points off at this exact same point. Guys, there's a difference. We know this, but we need to say it. City fans understand this. Liverpool, they've accomplished it. They won. These last 10 games are different. These last 10 games isn't like, it's not like you can look and see, okay, we can close the gap and we got things to do. There's time. No, this, and I get cliche, business end of the season, but it's the business end of the season because it's coupled with Champions League. It's coupled with the FA Cup. It's coupled with Europa. Shout out to my Liverpool fans. There's a lot happening. So whichever manager can best manage the games and how quickly they're happening, how often they're happening, obviously gets the result. Drop points are going to happen. I really don't think it might. I think it might even be worse than 3-4 points dropped. I think it'd be more than that because, again, all playing for some important Champions League results, all playing for in a 3-horse race to this. The stress is going to be a little different. Not a little different, a lot different. So when you have something like that, you got to adjust accordingly. Points are going to get dropped. I think my manager, I think my players, even with the exits that we have, I think we have the ability to kind of mitigate that. I think we have the ability to kind of limit that as a better than the other clubs. We're suffering injuries. That's the one thing that's actually killing me right now. Stones, Walker need to recover ASAP.
I think them two. Sorry,
go ahead.
I think them two need to. It's up to them, obviously, because sometimes it's pride for country. I think they need to retire from the international scene if they feel like especially like Walker, man. You're 34 now.
Exactly.
I get it. You're a specimen and you're still fit. But come on, Walker, you've realized that recently you're getting injured a lot. Something that never happened to you before. John Stones, there's players, John Stones, who retire from the international scene because they can't cope to
it's too
go
much.
in. It's too much. So they're gonna have to choose. And I think this is where Man City also can sit down with them too and say, lads, we don't know where your contracts are, but you're gonna have to maybe stay away from the international scene. It's for your own good, because John Stones has to understand his body is not that strong, for him to go and be playing back-to-back internationals while he's just coming back from injuries, and then he has to come back to Man City, play intensive games. So I just think like both of them should look at themselves, especially Walker also, who is at 34 now. Like, leave it to the kids, man. Leave it to the kids.
That's what I'm saying. He needs. It's where the player in particular, and hopefully even the agent is saying, listen, you need to scale this back. I know, like you said, pride of country. You want to play. You want to represent. You're looking at the wealth of talent that actually is surrounding the international team, and you want to be a part of it. But there's also like you got the career as well. And I don't I hated seeing him having to walk off that pitch, even if it seemed kind of minor or early in the game. I hated seeing it. You don't want that for any player. I need to talk. Kevin is saying, and I put the comment up, but I want to say it out loud for those of you just listening and not people watching, because I know that happens with regards to the app sometimes. Kevin goes, I will be coming for all City fans if we win this weekend. Shameless settings. But if we lose, props to City. No, hey, Kevin, listen, you're coming through if you happen to win 100%. But you know what you're also doing, Kevin? Friendship is growing right now. Kevin, you're also showing up if you lose. No props to City fans. You're showing up. All right? Because then I get the chance to be shameless. I'll have my shameless settings. All right? Love, though. Love. Dre P. Stones is the biggest miss, but he is English. If he chooses, it could go well. I can't hate on it, man. But this should be his last internationals. Come on, Dre P. This should be his last internationals. Kevin goes, City's biggest mistake was not replacing Gundogan Mars. Kevin, I'm not going to go down this route in terms of conversation because it is a long combo. And we can go through all the attempts on what were done. Patrick knows this. True City fan knows this because on his channels with regards to potential signings, transfer windows, all that stuff, him, pitch points, do an amazing breakdown. So he knows who we were projected to go and get. Oh, I hit the microphone. Damn. He knows who we were going to project and get and who we didn't get. But you don't get everything you need in one transfer window. And I think adjustments, corrections are going to be made in this summer. Now, last point, and I want to again say and stress love to each and every one of you. True City fan, the man's doing an amazing recovery. He's dealing with some health issues, but he is a warrior, and to be able to be on my channel today, I much appreciate. I want you to go to his channel. His channel details are in my channel description, so go and make sure you shout that out and support him. Get him to 3K. Much love. Let me see my man RK in the building. What does RK have to say? How do you feel you're the smallest Manchester club? RK, I got no problems with that. I don't need to be the biggest, baddest on the block. I don't need to have the biggest home in the neighborhood. And shout out to any of you with regards to real estate. You don't want to have the biggest home you don't want to have the biggest home in the neighborhood or in the property. All right. You don't want to be the biggest. You don't want to be the smallest, but you don't want to be the biggest. But no, I got no problems, man. Much respect to Manchester and United. Let them do their thing. But RK, you know what I do like? I do like that I'm winning. I do like that I'm winning as an adult right now. I'm not gonna lie to you, RK. I do like that my club is winning as I'm a grown man, 2 kids, bringing them up. This Instagram, social media era. This shout out to April 2nd, Netflix. RK, you should be there. That's when City drop the documentary on the 3-peat trouble. Make sure you catch that out. I might do a watch along. I'm going to find a way to maybe do a watch along for it. We're going to talk about it, RK, but I got no problems. Now, the last point, and let me try to do this.
Vader game.
Where will the ops drop points? True City fan Patrick.
Yeah, what's up?
Have you gone so far? I know some rivals do this, but have you gone to look ahead to see where Liverpool or Arsenal might drop points?
I don't know. I've been looking at the list. It's unpredictable, you know. Like, I know that Arsenal on the second day before the last day, they go away to Old Trafford, and that's not an easy place to go, especially with the injuries that are now coming back. The injured players are coming back from Man United, and then also if you look at Spurs, they're also playing Spurs away.
You're talking Arsenal?
I'm talking about Arsenal. Now, I talk about
Okay.
Then you also look at Liverpool. Liverpool are the ones that seem to have a nice sort of setup. You know, it's
They've got
not
it
very
real
complicated. Nice. Yeah, let me send you all 3. I have all 3 lists. Let me just send you all 3.
Okay, I'm gonna put. Let me see if I can do this. How do I? Maybe if I do. Oh no, I can't do that. All right, bear with me. I'm gonna move this there. If I do that, all right. So I'm blocking it. I'm blocking it a little bit, and I don't know if this shows up well on screen. But this is Arsenal. I honestly feel that if there's going to be drop points, I really think it's going to be surrounding Champions League. I don't know if you can see my mouse, but I'm gonna speak it out loud for those of you listening and not watching. Arsenal play Brighton 3 days. Arsenal play Brighton away 3 days before.
I sent you three of the all three.
All three
put together. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. But I think the drop points are happening not so much in terms of, oh, that's clean. Oh, okay, I'm gonna have to. Ooh, you know what? This is gonna be in depth for the next show, 100%. No, thank you, man. Do you made that?
No. I just took them off somewhere on Twitter. They were there.
Oh.
They were well set up. So I was like, this looks good. This looks nice.
No, that's quality. That's quality. But even because there's the fixture list. Hear me out, everyone in the watching, whichever app you're watching here, and listen out. There's the fixture list, but then there's where the games fall, where like how many days in between of the matches, and that's where I'm looking. I think, and shout out to Gundalorian Carl Pitch Points when he goes in and he does his dissecting and micro analysis. This is kind of like how he's been looking at it. So I took this off of him a couple years ago. Brighton's 3 days before Arsenal play at home for the Champions League game. Players naturally could be looking ahead of themselves. Players could be kind of like, just looking past the match. As important as it may be, we know that Brighton gave them a problem at home. Brighton gave Arsenal a problem at home last year. We saw the exodus of players leaving the stands. They now play away, and it's 3 days before. That's a tricky game, in my opinion. Brighton's a tricky game. They play Bayern. Then after that, they play at home versus Aston Villa, and that's 5 days later. But it's 5 days later and only 3 days before they play Bayern again. So those are the two games. I'm like, Brighton, I'm going to be watching. I'm going to expect Arsenal to win, but I'm going to be watching because I think that's potential points to drop. Aston Villa, yes, Arsenal are at home, but you then travel to go to Bayern. Our players looking past it, even regardless of what may have happened on the first leg. Those are the two games early. Those are the two games early that I'm watching for potential drop points. Now, when we click on Liverpool's next match happens to be Brighton at home. They play Brighton at home, and then 5 days later they play Sheffield United at home again. Then they do play 3 days later away at United. 3 days later away at United, kind of tricky. Sheffield, if it was a different opponent, I said that might have been more potential of a dangerous one, especially if they happen to be playing away. That would have been 2 away games, but it doesn't seem to be the case. And then honestly, I don't give any. There's no concerns. Listen, rivals, there's no concerns of Liverpool in Europa. Listen, none. They've been, respect to Liverpool. They've won 6 Champions Leagues. That's kind of like what they do. Even as crappy as they've been in the league, they're capable of winning Champions League. Them in Europa, it's nothing. It's nothing really. So I don't even look at any of their fixtures as trouble for them with regards to Europa. They can do that. They can play their B team. They can play their B team in Europa and get a result. Easy. So that's not even a concern for me. Let me go to this comment from JP. Oh no, I think we already saw this. Yeah. Where did I miss it? Oh, Kevin, my bad. Kevin goes, I will be there, Vader. If you're doing a match reaction, brother, holla at me. Win, lose, or draw. I will be there. All right. Good to know. Kevin goes 16 games in 18 days. If we win through this rough patch, this is ours. No, I hear you. That is a tough stretch. Not mad at that. Now, Liverpool, potential draw points at United, Europa, whatever. They play away at Fulham after playing in Europa. So that's 2 away games. That might be tricky. Fulham might be tricky 3 days after playing Europa. And then they play away again 3 days later at Everton. So I'm going to look at that. I'm going to look at the away fixture, away at Atalanta, away at Fulham, away at Everton. Oh, and then away at West Ham. Okay. Potential drop points. We're going to pay attention to that, but we're going to go into that in a lot more depth. I'm going to say this. I'm 15 minutes over in terms of what I want to do in terms of show length. I want to thank each and every one of you that showed love today in the comments, hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel. I'm humbly trying to get to 500. You make that happen today, it's going to be amazing. This week in particular is going to be a heavy one. You're gonna see me on Vibes from the 6. Staffy wants to do something in terms of talking City, Arsenal. We'll see how that goes. And then post match, catch me briefly on the football terrace. And we're gonna get into it. So Patrick, anything you want to kind of shout out that you want to potentially have today, tomorrow, match day?
Not really. I'm just I just have a lot of features, and hopefully we get through them. As always, we get through them. So that's all. Like at the end of the day, I did something that yesterday. I think that's enough. I wanted to do another one, focusing like a pre-one. I was like, you know what? I enjoyed the talk yesterday. I'm just gonna go different. I don't really want to be doing these previews. I just want to be talking with the guys I know, and that's it. We talk and we see how we feel as fans, how we go forward. And my next show will just be reacting to the match, talking how we feel, if we win, lose or draw, how are we going forward, But apart from that, I'm pretty sure we're gonna find each other, because I'm also on Staffies this evening.
Nice. Yeah. I think and Martin joked about this. The feature requests are heavy, and it speaks to how important this game is. But I'm going with it. This is what I love, though. This is what I love. I love the games that are important. I love the games that are really meaningful, because there's so much at stake. And I'm gonna say this: Liverpool fans, don't drop points. Liverpool fans, you can't drop points before Arsenal and City play. Don't do that. I'm not expecting you to. I'm telling you, don't do that. Let me put up a last few comments before I say a few things. Marvin, I don't know, man. I don't know, but love. Hopefully you can catch the replay. I'm making it a point to try and end all of my shows at 115 minutes. I'm obviously way over that. I'm long overdue, but you guys see what I'm doing moving forward. I'm embracing the 115. Kevin, Dre P, Liverpool are gonna smoke Atalanta. They're gonna get the inhalers with the young kids. Listen, Dre P made a point. Liverpool are the wealthiest club in Europa right now. They're gonna easily deal with that tournament. Easily. They can play their B, C team and get it done. Look at what they were able to do with kids getting results. Obviously, they can do that in Europa. Now, I'm going to do my best to do this on a regular basis. I think mornings might end up being the sweet spot in terms of getting it done, and then sneaking and getting my work done throughout the day. So hopefully you like this time slot. Again, all of you on that Twitter X app, please make your way over to YouTube. That's how this channel will grow, and I'll do my best to actually be in both worlds. There's something that I'm working on that I want to kind of incorporate a lot of my Twitter X space people on. So continue to show some love. Everyone in the comments and the like and the subs, much appreciated. This is Video Games TV. This is episode 95. City versus Arsenal. It was a preview. We talked about the injuries. Arsenal confidence at a mad, ridiculous level ever since they've been dealing with Liverpool, no longer referred to as side chicks. And you know who used to refer to you as side chicks, but Arsenal are no longer that. And listen, Liverpool, they play the underdog because their manager's embedded that. He's instilled that. And they obviously have some PTSD based off of suffering 1-point losses to City twice. But I'm Vader Games. I hope you enjoyed the show. True City fan, make sure you go and subscribe to his channel. Mancunian Way was on here earlier. And moving forward, I will have features from other amazing guests. So I'm Vader Games. On behalf of True City fan Patrick, we are out of here.